So I know by now most of you have heard about the devastating news that took place at Disneyland last night, where somebody unfortunately lost their lives
Yeah.
jumping from the fifth floor of the Mickey and Friends parking structure.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it gets worse. That person had three beautiful kids
Oh my
and
God.
a gorgeous wife. And worse than that, they were also an elementary school principal.
Mm.
Chris Christensen, Newland Elementary School principal. This is why we need to care more. When people are sad, when people are depressed, when somebody's looking for help, we need to give it to them. We
Absolutely.
really need to give help to those who need it,
Mm-hmm.
especially those who give help to everybody around them.
Yep.
No one gives more than a principal. Let this not be in vain. Go and make somebody smile today.
Yeah.
So after my last Disneyland incident video, some people were asking me why Chris Christensen, the principal of Newland Elementary, had made the choice he had
Mm-hmm.
at Disneyland. It's because he had been having some issues with his wife where he had gotten
Uh-oh.
into a little bit of a fight. However,
Hmm?
not physical, no hands, no fingers were laid.
What?
But the cops were called, and as paperwork goes, he was put on administrative leave.
Yeah.
And basically, things just piled up and boiled over from there. He felt very misunderstood from what was going on, and he made the choice he did.
Mm.
That's the story of why Chris Christensen, who gave love to all the children around him,
Deleted
ended up
himself.
not being able to find any in his last few moments.
Mm. So this gentleman right here is Christensen, 51 years old and principal of Huntington Beach Elementary School for 22 years. Unfortunately, a few days ago, this man deleted himself at Disneyland in California after an argument with his estranged wife changed his life and the life of his family forever. This is Chris. This is his wife. I think they've been married for probably about 3-4 years, something like that. But the headline is California principal pens deletion note on Facebook detailing the strained relationship with his wife before jumping to his deletion at Disneyland. So let's read what he put on Facebook. This is from Chris Christensen's Facebook account. I hate when people leave this earth with so many unanswered questions, so I hope this provides some insight and perspective. This is my wife, Marlena. Yes, you heard me correctly. Most of you don't know, but we married privately 3.5 years ago. Marlene and I love and adore each other, and our relationship has been amazing up until recently. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, she and I got into a heated argument at home in front of the girls. Tempers were flared and strong words were exchanged between us. However, never in this exchange did I hit, slap, or hurt Marlena in any manner. So he's stating that he did not put his hands on her at all. Up front, he is stating this in his final message on this earth. Nor did I ever touch the girls. I never have and never will. He's trying to say that he's not a monster. He was not an abusive person. He never did anything inappropriate with the children. He's trying to tell who he is before the world paints this narrative of who we think he might be. I love the girls like my own, and they know that, as does everyone else who truly knows me. I love the girls like they're my own. I'm guessing he's a stepfather to these girls. Because why would you say I love the girls like my own if they are your children? So I'm guessing he was a stepfather to these girls. Unfortunately, Marlena's anger got the best of her. That night, and she called the police, which landed me in jail that night. So they have an argument. He doesn't put his hands on her. They're just screaming and lightly cussing at each other. She decides to call the police, and they take him to jail. Why? Why did they take this man to jail if he didn't do anything? He did not harm her. He may be upset and angry, but this man isn't a threat to the household. He likely has no criminal record. How can you have a criminal record if you're a principal? So this dude knows he has an ethnic image to uphold as a principal. This is his career. This is his profession. So why are the police hauling this man off to jail if he didn't do anything? Yes, me, a man who has never hit or harmed anyone in his life. I think it's safe to say that Marlena truly regrets making that call because the events of that night have completely unraveled both of our lives. I am on the brink of losing my job as I am out on administrative leave until my case is resolved. So this guy, he gets arrested. The police haul him away to jail. School finds out about it and they put him on administrative leave. Now, I don't blame the school for doing what they did because that's protocol. But the fact that this man went to jail for what? What are the charges? Why are you taking this man to jail? However, the legal system is extremely flawed, especially against men and fathers. Yes, it is extremely flawed against men and fathers. There are men that have false accusations put against them every day. Hell, even happened to me. I had a false accusation get put against me. Now, thank God I did not end up in jail, but I fought hard against that false accusation because I was not going to go down for something that I didn't do. I had a false accusation of a domestic altercation between myself and my ex-wife. Unfortunately, it happened in front of our son as well. But thank God I fought hard. I got witnesses. I got witness statements. And I came guns blazing. She backed down. I got all the charges dropped off of me. And I was able to move on with my life. And it is sickening how quickly and easily an innocent man can be thrown in jail based on zero evidence or proof. Yes, a mere false accusation or just really an assumption that you did something, especially from violence from men to women, can land a man in jail, just a mere accusation. So this man saying he spent time in jail on the brink of losing his job off a mere assumption or accusation that he did something to his wife. Zero proof, zero evidence. Let's keep going. In fact, take a look at the attached screenshots of Marlena's message to my friend about this matter. She too had no intention on having that fight come this far. She knows I would never hurt her or the girls, and she too has been trying to clear my name with little success. Again, the legal system is deeply flawed to say the least. So not only did they have zero proof, zero evidence that he was violent to his wife, even his wife is trying to get him out of jail, trying to get the charges dropped. But even her, the potential victim, cannot get her husband out of jail and say, no, he didn't do anything. I'm not pressing any charges. Why is this man still in jail? Why are they still holding him? So here I am, writing my final Facebook post to all of you. I need you all to know that a gentle, kind, loving, and sincerely good man has been destroyed by one unfortunate night. It really is unfortunate. This is not me. This is not something I have ever thought would happen to me. One day, one night, one argument, one accusation, one occurrence with the police changed this man's life, changed his family's life, changed the school that he runs, all off of this. All because she called the police came, took him off rip, just took him, and now he's on administrative leave, about to lose his job, his livelihood, his career. He didn't even do anything, but he couldn't take it. He couldn't deal with his life come crashing down. He's worked hard for 22 years as a principal, and this man's life is coming crashing down, and it's just so devastating to him that he decides to delete himself, and before doing so, writing his final message on earth. With all of this said, I have truly loved educating and leading thousands of students and families as a principal in FVSD for the past 21 years. I'm guessing that's the county or district that he's in. I have made so many wonderful connections with families over the years, and those who know me closely know how much I've cared for my students, staff, and families. Please remember me for all the good I have brought to the world of education. This man, his heart was broken. His heart was crushed. He was just devastated with so much depression, so much anxiety. He likely had nowhere to turn. He likely didn't have any resources to get any mental help that he needed. To all of my musician friends, thank you. Thank you for performing with me over the past 30 years. We have had a blast performing all over and creating such fond memories together. Music has been a wonderful outlet for me as it has allowed me to have a different and creative world outside of my day job as a principal. I am sad to say that last night was my final performance. However, it went very well and I am proud that my final performance was a success. I have always loved performing, especially during the holiday season. I'm going to miss it dearly. This man is pouring his heart out. He is pouring his heart out in his final post. He's talking about how he loves being a principal. He's loved all the family he's met, the connection that he's had, his bandmates, the music that he's been playing for 30 years. This man put his heart and soul into this message before deleting himself. He thought long and hard about this, and he wanted to pen his final goodbye to any and everyone who knew him, who loved him, who cared for him, who he connected with. This is sad, man. This is why mental health is so important. This is why men need a space like this to connect with people, to realize that men are going through issues as well, and to get help and get the resources that we need so that we can deal with these mental health issues that we come across, so that we can band together and deal with an unfair justice system when it comes to men. Let's keep going. There is so much more I want to say, but I am going to spend the rest of today reaching out to those closest to me to let them know how much I love them. This is not an ideal way to go out, but at least I get a chance to say some final words to those who I love and adore. This man is probably calling his mother, any siblings, his father, maybe his bandmates, maybe his vice principal at the school, anyone who is close to him. He made sure he called them, and his last words to that person, whether they had an argument the night before, whether they hugged each other or whatever the night before, he made sure that he called every single person that he could think of to tell them how much he loved them, to tell them how much that he adored them, so that when they think of him, they will think of his final words to them. Man. Take care, everyone. Please, please, please be kind to one another. Treat each other with kindness and grace. There is too much anger in the world, and people need to start treating each other better. What I've shared with you above is a prime example of how anger can really have a long-lasting and extreme damaging effects on a person's life. This is sad. This is sad what this man had to go through. This is sad that this is the only way that he saw himself getting out of this, was to take matters into his own hands in this way. I feel sorry for his family, especially those children. I feel sorry for the kids at his school, anyone who connected with this man, who had a true-hearted feeling and connection for this dude. It sounded like he had an impact on a lot of people's lives, especially as a school principal for 22 years. But it just shows the importance of why men's health is so important, why mental health is so important, because it's beneath the surface. It's something you may not physically see, so you don't know what other people are going through. Now, you may interact with people around the world, maybe your coworkers, your friends or family or something like that. You have no idea what they're going through. So that's why, just like he put in this letter, that it is so important for us to be kind to one another, because you have no idea what people are going through in their lives. They may smile in your face at work, smile at your face at events and functions, but when they go back home, they could be dealing with something deep-seated in them that they don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to handle. They don't know how to get help with it. And sadly, people who decide to delete themselves usually have some kind of devastation, some kind of weight, stress, or anxiety hanging over them, and they don't see another way out. This is sad. This is a sad case right here. So this is an article from the New York Post about Chris Christensen, saying that he deleted himself at Disneyland and he was a principal accused of child endangerment. The jumper was identified by authorities as Christopher Christensen, 51, who had been a principal of Huntington Beach Elementary School for 22 years, the LA Daily News reported. Court records show that he was due in court for a pre-trial conference hearing Monday for the two misdemeanor charges, which he directly blamed his deletion in a lengthy Facebook post just before leaping from the Mickey and Friends parking garage. So we have a picture here of Chris smiling, seems to be a happy guy. Here's another picture of Chris with his wife by his side. Now here's a picture of the Disneyland parking lot. Look how high that is. So he likely leaped from the top of that, and that's how he chose to spend his last few moments on this earth. So the last bit of this article says, Orange County Superior Court records do not detail the exact allegations against Christensen. The alleged acts happened on November 15th, and Christensen posted $10,000 bond and was released on November 17th. He then pleaded not guilty to child endangerment and battery during his arraignment on November 25th. So he was being charged with child endangerment and battery. That was a very serious charges. And even just a mere allegation could get him fired as a principal. And yes, rightfully so. But just this one argument, his wife called the police. He ends up in jail. And now he's being charged with child endangerment and battery. And now his entire life, his career, his livelihood is coming crashing down over a false accusation. See, this is why men who have gone through false accusations, who have dealt with the justice system or the injustice system, have so much passion about why we need to change how men are treated in this unjust system when it comes to false allegations. And we need to start giving women consequences when they allege false accusations and they're found to be supremely untrue, not even remotely close to being true, a bold-faced lie. We need to start punishing these women who give false accusations to the police. Whether they write in a police statement, make a verbal statement, or whatever, testify in court, there needs to be punishment for people who give false accusations against one another. Namely, women who give false accusations towards men, because men are much more likely to go to jail and do hard time and to be punished for a false accusation versus a woman. Hell, it's already a fact that men go to jail for longer times for a crime. When a woman commits the same crime, a man will get more time charged to him for committing the same crime as a woman. That's already a proven fact. So we live in a society where we're so quick to cancel someone, so quick to throw someone in jail just because there's a mere accusation. Hell, I can accuse someone of doing something to me. I don't even know that person, but I have the right to accuse them. And just off of that accusation, that person should just be thrown in jail based on what? What proof? What evidence? Not just a mere testimony. What evidence is there to substantiate your accusations? If there are none, if there's no physical evidence, there's no hospital records, there's no witness statements, police testimony or third-party testimony about what happened, why are we just throwing men in jail just for mere accusations, especially something as serious as child endangerment and battery? And yes, in the cases those are found true, throw them in jail, lock them up, throw away the key. Yes. If you do the crime, you do the time. But I'm talking about false accusations. This man, his life was coming down off a false accusation. That entire community lost a good man off of the devastation, the stress, the anxiety off of a false accusation and his whole life coming crashing down. Before his death, he had been principal of Corey's Elementary School for more than 11 years. His LinkedIn showed. I hope I didn't butcher that name. The school posted, "Our hearts are so broken. We love you, Mr. C. We'll miss you immensely," the school's PTA wrote early Monday. If you are struggling with deletion thoughts or are experiencing a mental health crisis and live in New York City, you can call 1-888-NYC-WELL for free and confidential crisis counseling. If you live outside the 5 boroughs, you can dial the 24/7 National Deletion Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 or go to this link posted right here. Please, men, women, anyone, if you are having these kind of thoughts, please seek help. There is help out there for you. For men, it may be hard to find, but there is help out there for you. Please, there is a better way to handle this versus taking matters into your own hands like this man did. Now, I understand his anxiety. I understand his stress. I understand what he was going through. Again, I have been accused of a false accusation, and I fought hard in court against that, and I beat it. But he wasn't even at that point yet. Well, he was standing trial for his life. But I get it. Just a mere accusation, the Board of Education has to let him go because it's a bad look, especially with him as a principal. I get it. They're doing what they're supposed to do. I get it. But let's talk about why she decided to call the police in the first place. Why the police felt to take him away in the first place. Anyway, thanks for watching Life Lessons Conversations. Links to support the channel below. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.